All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the March 16th, 2026 regular council meeting to order. If everyone would please stand, I'm going to ask Councilwoman Moranti to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone. So tonight's agenda, we do not have any presentations or public hearings scheduled. We do have several minutes of previous meetings we need to take care of. Is there a motion on previous minutes? Yeah, previous meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to approve the March 2nd, 2026 regular meeting, the March 5th, 2026 public hearing, and the March 9th and 10th, 2026 budget special meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any comments, questions, changes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, announcements and reports. Any announcements or reports?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I did attend the Conservation Commission meeting last Wednesday. A couple of dates to keep in mind. This year's river cleanup will be the Quinnipiac on Saturday, May 2nd from 9 to noon, and they will be announcing the location at which people can meet, and they will be asking for volunteers as well. And Earth Day, they're going to do the same project as last year with the seedlings to an elementary grade, and then have a contest where the kids send in the pictures, and that proved to be popular, and they'll be doing that once again.
All right, thank you. Anyone else with an announcement or report?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if I may,
Yes.
I just want to point out a document that was distributed to each member. It is entitled, "What Does the Registrar of Voters Do?" And several pages submitted by the registrars for your consumption and review, and hopefully it will answer many questions you may have, and maybe after reading it, you won't want to have a presentation. I don't know. I haven't finished it.
Yeah.
I've started. But there's a lot of information in there, so it may help, I think, to go a long way in answering some of your questions. I just wanted to point that out.
All right, thank you. So yeah, follow up to one of our budget work sessions. Please, everyone on the council, take a look through it. Certainly, if there's more questions, we could always have the registrars come. We could spend some time in a work session with them discussing further, but this is probably a good place to start as far as getting some more information on exactly what responsibilities they have and what's been added to their plate over the last 3 or 4 years. Any questions for the town manager regarding the the package we got from the registrars? All right. Any other announcements or reports? All right, we do have appointments and resignations. We do have a couple appointments.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to appoint Niku Marcu, 24 Carroll Drive, as an alternate member to Planning and Zoning Commission.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 2 under, go ahead.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
motion to appoint Ryan Fontaine, 69 Franklin Avenue, as a probationary firefighter to the Plainville Fire Department.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments comments or questions? Is this up to 9 in the last
9.
6 months or so? So that's,
Yeah, 9.
it's nice to see. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before I entertain a motion for item 3, essentially we decided, I think we passed a resolution. It was a 9-member commission or committee, 2 town council reps, which would leave 7 open positions. Right before the meeting started, I approached the town manager and assistant town manager after some discussions with a couple other council members, and a thought was made. We have 8 people who applied for 7 spots, and the suggestion was, can we just make the committee 10 people so that we don't So we can accept all 8 who applied and not have to pick 7 of the 8, but we could actually appoint all 8 who applied and showed interest. So is anyone not like that idea? We are going to have to do some procedural things to make that happen, but it's not a big deal to change the size of the committee to 10 as opposed to 9 like we passed a couple months ago, I think now.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just one question, because if you have an even number of members, if you have a stalemate with an even number on each side, how does anything get decided?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know how they would decide that. I think my initial answer when it was brought up earlier was, I don't think the America 250 committee, I would anticipate there wouldn't be anything significant as far as not wanting to participate or getting things done. I would hope that they're going to, the fact that they've shown interest, that there's a willingness, if that happened, to compromise and come to some kind of an agreement. This doesn't seem like the committee that would have a lot of problems ending in 5-5 ties in my mind, but
Okay, so you don't think it'll be a contentious?
I don't think, not with the people who've applied. I mean,
Okay.
they,
Well, you know more about that than I do. I haven't seen any names, so,
well, it's on
yeah,
page 20 of our packet.
yeah, my
Okay.
iPad is MIA right now, so. sort of.
So that was my thought, was just instead of trying to take one name out, is just to allow everyone who applied to participate. So,
I don't have a problem with it.
okay.
I can say this reminds me a lot of when I chaired the 150th committee, and everybody in the room was usually in agreement. If there was a dissenter, they understood and we worked with them. I would suggest if there is a 5-5 tie, it comes to the chair. You break the tie.
All right, we'll think about that. Yeah, and I don't know what would cause a 5-5 tie, or, I would think reasonable minds can disagree, but that they would come to some kind of resolution and not need,
Right. I would hope.
we would hope, especially this type of committee. But-
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I think it's okay to have the, 8 people, 10 people. I mean, on the Memorial Day Parade Committee, there's 6 of us, and we've never had an issue of coming together and just making things work to give the town the best parade possible. So I would hope this committee would just want to make it the best day ever.
And I'd hate to turn away a volunteer.
Right. So I'm okay
Okay.
to appoint everyone.
So now so what do we have to do? Obviously, we have to amend the resolution that we passed. And that, was it section 3 that related to the number of people?
Yeah, I would suggest, Mr. Chairman, that you want to entertain a motion, if you want to go forward, that you entertain a motion to amend the agenda to take up the amending of the resolution.
The America 250 resolution?
The resolution, right, to make that amendment to add another member for a total of 10. And then you take action on that and then go back to appoint the members.
Okay. So why don't we, that checks out. I'm just seeing if the town attorney, if anything's
I
like
think
he's
that
waiving.
you would like to, after consulting with the clerk, that you would want to put the original motion back on the table and amend it. So we're looking to see who actually made the motion.
I think I did. I'm not sure.
I think it was.
I think I did, yeah.
Rosemary did? So then you would put it back on the table, move to put it back on the table and then amend it.
And would it be appropriate to wait till new business to put it back on the table? Or is that,
Is it on the agenda now anywhere? So you
well,
need
the
to amend.
appointment of the membership is on the agenda under appointments and resignations, but the actual resolution isn't.
So you probably should amend your agenda to take that up right now and then make the appointments.
Add it as a new
As
business
a
item.
new- Right, between 3 and 4.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Somebody should make a motion to amend the agenda to add a new business item to
So, keep going.
With the,
I'm gonna say so moved here in a second.
put the motion that resolved to create the committee back on the table.
Okay, someone say so moved.
So moved.
Can someone second it?
Second.
All right. And,
And then I think that Commissioner Moranti now needs to amend her motion to make it 10 members.
okay.
I'll make a motion to do that. Okay. I move that we.
So let me just,
Okay.
all those in favor of
Oh, yeah.
adding it to
Oh,
the
yeah,
agenda,
okay, right.
and I would say make it number 5
Okay.
under new business and tax refunds go to 6.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, sorry, but we want to make sure we're doing this right.
Correct.
Okay. So I don't make a
Do it right.
motion now.
So when we get to it under new business, she can
Then.
say, I would like to
Yes,
untable it.
I'm sorry, yes,
Or table.
yes, sorry,
Yeah, that's
yes, yes.
Okay. All right, so that will be item 5 under new business. And we'll have Councilwoman Moranti will bring it back up to be amended to add a 10th member. All right. Let me just get back to the agenda. So, any other questions regarding, so we'll hold off on appointing the America 250 until we amend the resolution. Anyone else, any other appointments this evening? All right, so moving along, we can, I want to, oh,
Now, do we have to, what do we do with the?
well, I think we can't appoint until we amend the resolution. So what the plan would be, after we amend it under number 5 in new
Right,
business, we
right.
can then go ahead and make a motion to appoint the people
Oh, okay,
listed.
so do we need to add that as an item under new business?
Well, I don't think so, because we can always go back to it. It's on the agenda
Okay,
already. I
okay.
think we could just go back and address it then. So that brings us to item 7, report of the town attorney.
I don't have anything to report this evening. Other than we've been relatively busy, as you know. We have had a lot of communications from different groups, and we have been trying to satisfy all the requests for information that we have received. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to report tonight.
All right, any questions or comments for the town attorney? All right, hearing none, we can move to item 8, report of the town manager. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I have a few items to go through, and then financial dashboard, and item 7 is happenings. I'll turn that over to Andy. But item number 1 I'd like to discuss is the landfill solar project update. As reported, as recently as January meeting, the town has signed a contract with Verigy for a 1.3 megawatt solar project on the capped landfill at 23 Granger Lane. While the landfill site is approximately 28.9 acres in size, the ground mount solar array will only occupy 4.3 acres. The contract is for 20 years with with 3 5-year extensions. The estimated revenue is $53,000 per year. The Planning and Zoning Commission review would be required, but zoning regulations do not address ground-mounted arrays, and therefore the town council may instead allow the project under Chapter 72 Municipal Property of the Town Code. And under Chapter 72, it really talks about the ability to exempt, so that property owned by the town of Plainville shall be exempt from the operation of the zoning regulations prescribed or adopted, or henceforth to be adopted or prescribed by the Plainville Planning and Zoning Commission or its successor agency. So essentially, it gives this body, the council, the opportunity to exempt itself from that. And so that is probably likely, that combined with the fact that they don't have regulations for ground mount probably makes the most sense, and I would recommend that's the direction the council takes. So I have put an item under new business to establish a public hearing date, and I put in my notes to be determined. I'm going to suggest Tuesday, April 7th, so that once you finish your budget, then you can move right into a public hearing on that, if that makes sense. If not, we can hold that to the 20th or some other, have a special meeting. I didn't want to create a special meeting
Yep.
for that if we could
Yep.
tag on to the 7th, which I think will be a wrap-up meeting for the budget, and then you could move right into that. So that's what I'm suggesting for that. And as part of the process, we'll send out mailers to property owners in the neighborhood and likely do some social media posts as well. Item number 2 is air quality monitoring update. I mentioned in the past, the town has executed an agreement with AKRF to conduct a comprehensive 12-month air quality monitoring and regulatory review program focused on Tilcon's North Quarry operations in Plainville. The town and AKRF are currently coordinating schedules and planning a project kickoff meeting. Hoping to get a word back from them and get a date and time in which that process and that kickoff will go through the scope, we'll go through and reviewing comments from the public and about the air quality concerns and make sure that we have a good path going forward for that kickoff meeting. So I will hopefully be reporting on that date and time relatively soon. Item 3, transfer station will be opening up April 4th for the season, starting Saturday, April 4th. The hours of operation for Saturdays will be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The transfer station is for Town of Plainville residents and an ID is required. No commercial vehicles or businesses are permitted to discard material. There is a fee for the disposal of items. Please refer to the town's website under Transfer Station Ordinance for fees and list of items accepted. You may also direct any questions you have to our Public Works Administration at 860-793-0221, extension 7176. And combined with the opening of the transfer station is our spring bulk pickup. Spring bulk pickup is scheduled to start on Monday, April 6th and end on Monday, June 29th, 2026. Plainville has an on-demand policy for the collection of bulky waste. Residents who currently have curbside waste and recycling collection are eligible to receive 1 bulk pickup per calendar year, free of charge, for acceptable large items that do not fit in the normal waste collection. Please visit the Town of Plainville website for a complete list of acceptable bulky items and instructions on how to request a pickup from CWPM. And item 5, water pollution control push camera replacement. I think Joe had mentioned that at his budget presentation, but we're ready to move on that. That is that they are seeking to replace an aging push camera that is no longer compatible with the department's newly acquired sewer camera truck. The new push camera will enable staff to inspect smaller diameter pipes while providing full compatibility and interchangeability with the equipment on the new camera truck. Water Pollution Control intends to purchase the replacement equipment from CN Wood of North Haven, Connecticut, through the Sourcewell Cooperative Contract number 120721-RVL at a total cost of $35,250. Funding for the purchase has been allocated within the WPC fund, and there's an item under new business to award 2026-22 push camera replacement to CN Wood of North Haven, Connecticut in the amount of $35,250. And with that, I'll pause for any questions on those 5 items before we get into financial dashboard.
All right, any questions or comments?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The solar project, I had asked you, brought up the noise levels.
Yes.
Did you get anywhere on that?
They are looking at that. I know Andy and I have been talking about that, and they have not definitively come back to us with any kind of rating system or anything like that, but that's what we're going to be looking at, both rating and before the public hearing, want that information, but also want to know if there's any way that they could, I don't know, deflect or to,
Limit the noise?
limit the noise, exactly, yeah. So we'll be talking with them in terms of, I don't know if they've gotten, I don't think they've gotten as far, at least I haven't seen, in terms of a design layout plan. It's just basically, the top of the cap, 4 acres there. So I think there are some sloping issues and but I'm pretty sure there's enough room for wherever the inverters are going that they could encase or some type of mitigate that, any noise that may be coming out of there.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll
is there-
definitely need that before public hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just to sort of extend on what Councilman Gettleman has said, if we could have something on the decibels, and we do not have a noise ordinance in Plainville, but other area towns do, and it would be good to see what they set. And the other question, of course, to ask them is do they run all the time, Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right, great question. I don't know if it's one of those things where it just cycles on us at certain
Yeah.
periods, or if it's just a constant running, but great question.
I
We'll
think
find
it's
out.
just during the day, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
I did attend the Inland Wetlands meeting as liaison, and this was an interesting subject that did come up. And the group did a great job of asking these questions. And it was my understanding, just based on the presentation and being a layperson on the subject, that it was uploaded once a day. And the inverters didn't sound like that they were going to be the issue because there was only one, I believe. In my research and takeaway from those meetings, one of the things that I was trying to understand, I guess the solar panel themselves don't make any noise. It's just the uploading, and depending upon what time of day. However, rain, like today is a great example of that, sound falling on the solar panels. So there's other kinds of noise, wind, rattling. So my follow-up question after attending those meetings would be, do we have a comparable solar farm, perhaps with, 2532? Am I making up that number? How many panels? Something like that. It's about 2,500 solar panels. Do we have something that we can compare it to out there with the amount of distance where we can have actual data to say, what does that neighborhood think about it with approximately the same amount of panels?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any research on that. I believe that information would be available in other communities that have something similar size. I think there are probably plenty of examples, at least, I think there'd be some that we could talk to. And we can reach out through our
Yeah.
resources, find out.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments or questions on anything under the town manager's report, or that wasn't on his report?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mr. Chair,
yes.
I have one more thing. Now that we're in budget season, where are we on the businesses in town that have tax abatements? At what level are they, or how far into them are there? I know Maricold should be ending soon. Element 119, just so we know what we're gonna be adding for revenues in the future.
Great. Well, I have to go, I don't have that at the tip of my
Right, I
fingertips,
figured.
but yeah, we can go back with the Economic Development Director and the tax office, and we'll take a look at that.
Okay.
That'd be Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think, Americold obviously further along than Element 119, and then we'll figure out
Yeah.
who else is in the mix, but, yeah.
Now or?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Anybody else? Before I dominate
No, you
the
got the
conversation?
floor.
All right.
Go ahead.
We received an email from a resident that asked that her email be read into public comment, but it really has more to do with the town manager. So I figured now was the best time to do it. It's from Sue Chase, 36 Pequot Road. It says, "Good evening. I want to bring to your attention once again the Farmington construction traffic utilizing Metacomet and Pinnacle Roads in Plainville as a convenient shortcut to the South Ridge Road development in Farmington. These vehicles include triaxle loaded dump trucks, flatbed trailers carrying excavators and bulldozers, along with cement trucks, water tankers, and paving equipment. I've brought this up in the past, both formally and informally, numerous times to the town manager and several council members. It serves no purpose for Plainville taxpayers, as it is only destroying Plainville's roads and also affecting the quality of life and life with noise, dust, and diesel pollution. The town manager of Farmington recently wrote a request to the Plainville Planning and Zoning Commission to be read into their public comments, requesting that truck traffic from Americold on Farmington Valley Drive in Plainville stop using Route 10, a state roadway in Farmington, because it's affecting their quality of life. In parentheses, it says Miss Porter's. I am now asking that our town manager, Mr. Paulus, write a letter on behalf of Metacomet and Pinnacle Road residents to Farmington's Planning and Zoning Commission to stop all contractors and construction equipment from using Plainville's Metacomet and Pinnacle Roads. Contractors serving Farmington have access through Farmington roads to South Ridge via Route 10 and Forestville Hills Drive. I am also requesting that this be read into public comment section on March 16th, 2026, council meeting. Respectfully, Sue Chase. I agree with her.
Yeah, legally, what can we, do we have the right to say no truck traffic or through traffic or
I'd be happy to take it up with.
the traffic people?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd consult the chief, and I believe he did comment on it, but I'll circle back with him in terms of the laws around truck trafficking, and I think it's a tough one. I think it's a difficult one, but I think there's, some things we can talk about, and I don't know if it's going to change the behavior without any kind of, enforcement. But if we can do enforcement and legal, we'll take a look. I think the question centered around, posting signs when we had that public hearing, and
Right.
we talked about we couldn't do that, but maybe, weight of the trucks. I'm not quite sure, but
Yeah.
we could maybe some enforcement type of level, to deterrent. I don't know, but it seems like it's I don't know if it's just a shortcut because Lowe's is down there and there's
And Tocon, that's where they're getting all their material. It's-
material from Tilcon.
Yeah, but in my opinion, they wrote a letter to us because trucks from Plainville were using their road.
Yeah, oh.
They're doing the
from-
same.
From farming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see any reason you can't write
Right.
a letter to their town manager or planning and zoning commission
Yeah.
stating, could you please advise your contractors to use Farmington roads?
Yeah, right, and I think there's a difference, from my perspective, I think there's a big difference between what's happening to Plainville in terms of truck traffic through a neighborhood versus a state route.
100%.
Right, State Route 10.
I agree.
That's,
State highway.
Yeah.
that is what it is.
Right.
It's a state route.
Yeah.
And, it's truck traffic trying to get to where they need to go.
I agree, and the
Not going
sooner,
through
and the
it, not
sooner,
going through
and the
it.
sooner this gets done, maybe it'll help. So instead of circling back with the police chief, because we know what no truck zones or limiting trucks in residential areas, it's a long process. There has to be traffic studies. But if we can just start by writing a letter
Yeah.
and making it known to the government in Farmington, we're not happy.
And this is a development strictly in Farmington?
Yeah, it's not even a development. It's two
Or
houses
it's
that are
two
being
hou-
built
yeah,
up on
yeah.
South Ridge Road. But they're massive. Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other comments or questions?
I'm finally done.
Okay. All right, so I think we're up to the financial dashboard.
Yes, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll give you the summary. I won't go through every item other than to say on our expenditure side, both expenditures and revenue are, in line, and so there's nothing that stands out. What I want to bring your attention to is on the second page, and talking about overtime budgets for police, roadways, and building and grounds, and I know that Andy might have made mention of this, and again, I think we've talked about it, that we know because of the season we've had with respect to snow, that was an issue. But let me start at the top of the page. In terms of police dispatch overtime has already exceeded its budget allocation. So we're going to have to, kind of monitor that going forward. I believe the chief is up to full complement, and so maybe, that we'll see a relief in there, but they have already exceeded, and we'll have to see how the last quarter goes with respect to that, just that particular item. Their top line, police regular overtime, still has quite a bit of a variance of 143,000 left for the last quarter, so I'm hoping they will not exceed that, and whatever they can make up on the dispatch side. As we shift down lower to roadways, unfortunately, snow overtime, budgeted for 40, actual spent 75,000, so we've smashed right through that. And again, the detail is such, two major storms, a lot of ice storms, cold weather, long duration, Sunday, holiday, paying time and a half, and two declarations by the governor And those things are out of our control. So unfortunately, the same thing is mirrored in the bottom line for building and grounds. So that was roadways that was over by 35,000. Snow and building and grounds budgeted for 23, actual 67. They're over 44. So major holes in the overtime for snow to the tune of about 80,000. So I'll be talking with Rob, hoping, waiting to see where things shake up, again, with the various budgets. And obviously, both have had vacancies within superintendent positions and so forth. So likely there's some savings to cover by the end of the year. So we'll just, hopefully I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say anything further, okay? And just, we'll continue to monitor it and see that, we come out at the end okay. But that was just the major thing I wanted to point out. On the same page, on the solid waste is under by 50 tons, and recycling continues the same trend. Recycling is up by 14 tons, but the solid waste is down 50 tons on the average, on the 2-year average, excuse me. So that's about it. Again, revenues are in line. The fund balance remains the same, unchanged. Special revenue funds, everything is on track, nothing out of the ordinary, and major projects report unchanged as well. So I'd be happy to answer any questions, but that is the high-level summary. As always, this is posted on our website. It's a full unabbreviated report is there. That's just my high-level overview of the summary.
All right, any questions regarding anything the town manager reported on or financial dashboard? All right, I guess we're up to happenings. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. I do have some happenings to report tonight. From the Plainville Public Library, and for all information on library programs, including registration, you can call the Plainville Public Library at 860-793-1446 or visit www.plainvillect.com/library. Their Maker Workshop series on simple machines will be on Tuesday, March 24th at 4:30 p.m., an opportunity for individuals grades 2 through 5 to discover 2 types of simple machines, the wheel and axle and the inclined plane. Registration is required. The Teen Advisory Board will be meeting on Tuesday, March 24th at 4:30 p.m. The Teen Advisory Board is a volunteer-based club open to middle and high school students and homeschooling teens who use the Plainville Library. Members of TAB will help plan library events, make suggestions on what books can be added to the collection, and help create content for social media. And the Wildlife Series continues with beavers, otters, muskrats, and minks on Thursday, March 26th at 6 p.m. Registration is required. And from the Plainville Senior Center, and for all information on Senior Center programs, you can call the Senior Center at 860-747-5728. All programs are free and open to the public unless otherwise indicated. As a reminder, the Le Petit Cafe at the Senior Center is open weekly on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can enjoy delicious sandwiches, soups, salads, and specials. You do not need to be a member to enjoy the restaurant, and anyone of all ages are welcome. Grandparents Raising Grandchildren on Tuesday, March 17th at 10:30 a.m. An opportunity to share resources, ideas, struggles, joys, and more with fellow grandparents who are raising their grandchildren. Know Your Numbers on Monday, March 23rd at 10 a.m. Learn about blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose levels, including what's normal and what can be done to keep your numbers in check. The Veterans Social Hour on Tuesday, March 24th at 10 a.m. The monthly informational support meeting for veterans 60 and plus and their spouses. This is conducted by Sherry Vo, the Veterans Liaison for Hartford Healthcare Senior Services. Vision Support on Tuesday, March 24th at 10:30 a.m. Resources, support, and connections for those with low vision, no vision, or anything in between. Scam Protection, an event on Wednesday, March 25th at 2 p.m. You can join Plainville Police Detective Demore for an informative presentation on scam prevention. And then finally, the Pre-Diabetes and Diabetes Support and Education Group will be meeting on Monday, March 30th at 10:30 a.m. You can receive information, tips, and support with new topics presented each month for those who have prediabetes or diabetes. And that's all I have to report today.
All right, thank you very much. One last time, any questions regarding happenings or anything else that was reported under the town manager's report? All right, we can move on to item 9, public comments. At this point in the meeting, anyone who wishes to address the council may do so. Please step forward to the podium, give your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes to make your comments. The first ring means you have 30 seconds left. The second ring means the 3 minutes has run out. Is there anyone that wishes to address the council this evening? Mr. Bedell.
Harlan Bedell, 28 Pequot Road. Mr. Paulus, regarding the dust test, why is it just the North Quarry, not including the South Quarry? I mean, we've all seen, planning and zoning has brought up also the amount of dust from the south side. And I think it's worse personally than just the north.
It just, no, it's a very good point. So I would take that into consideration. I would just focusing on the your neighborhood.
Yep.
But to your point, yeah, I think we could easily take a look.
Yeah.
Dust is,
I mean,
dust is dust, whether it with the source and, yeah.
we absolutely appreciate it because of our neighborhood, but also too, like, right when you come around the highway, that's the first thing you see in the summertime, of Plainville.
Yeah.
And this issue has been brought up by a ton of people, not just residents.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do the North Core or South Core too, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. Also too with the traffic regarding Miss Chase's letter, definitely if that just it's added more to our requests with all the traffic in our neighborhood, the stop signs being blown, everything like that. Now you got all these trucks coming too, and very important kids bus stops right there where the stop sign is always blown. And since then, we have not seen any police presence at all regarding the stop sign being blown. And the middle school and the elementary school bus stop is right there.
That's on the corner of Pequot and Metacomet?
Correct.
That's
Right by, yeah,
Okay.
right, yep. Third, any update on the parking lot being taken care of by the town? And just before you answer, sound like an old person saying this, but last
We all get there eventually,
yeah,
don't worry.
Gray's kicking in. Last town council meeting when we left, it's Monday night, 8:30, 8 o'clock, whatever. We go by there and every single parking spot is full. There's no town events going on. There's not one business open in the town. Nothing. It's everybody who lives there. I mean, you guys are working on your budget, you're short-staffed, and you're taking care of private property. I mean, why not do Webster Bank too?
No, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I was actually going to bring this up.
And Rachel, no
Yes, sir.
offense, but you have to play fair. If you don't want Chris and Quinn commenting on their family, you shouldn't comment on your family when Pettit was your stepfather. You got to be fair. And I'm agreeing with everybody on this. There should be fair. They shouldn't vote on their family stuff. Carriers shouldn't vote on their stuff. You shouldn't vote on your family or comment.
I agree. I actually, Mr.
Just
Chair.
everybody. fair is fair.
Just let her have, make her comments.
I'm concerned because I actually left this last meeting concerned about your concern and did some research on it.
Okay.
And the folks in this room with much more tenure than me can probably answer the question. To my understanding, that hasn't been going on for 2 decades.
What hasn't been going on?
The town paying for the plowing.
Not paying, maintaining.
I think his point was the fact that the town was doing the work. Is that was
Is
your
that,
point?
that's not still happening, correct?
No, I don't believe so. We
There was a
we're-
town truck in the last storm plowing in there.
It's been decades, right?
well,
Yeah,
if our information is no, we're not. If there was some indication and evidence that our guys were in there, you need to show us. You need to give that to me because I'm talking with Andy. Andy's actually running roadways, building and grounds and they would be doing it, not roadways. Now, and again, I'm under the same impression, that Rachel, that we haven't, as a town, haven't touched that in several years, and that we're still trying to locate the agreement and haven't done so at this point, but.
I mean, last time it was because it was municipal parking, and they said it was maintained. Now this time it's not.
And how about pothole filling? Ms. Charette brought it up,
Yeah.
that last time we filled the potholes, now there's more. I don't understand why we're paying for that.
So the potholes last time were filled by the business owner, they were not filled by the town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And just, if I may interject,
Yeah, no.
so, the town Buildings and Grounds Department hasn't maintained that property. If there was a town vehicle they were plowing, I'd like to
Yeah.
know the number, and so I can address that.
That's what caught our eye.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
not,
it's like-
that is not something that was on our schedule.
Yeah.
It's not something that we have maintained. I did check in with the crew at Buildings and Grounds, and none of them have been maintaining that property. During the snowstorms, I've been out watching them and assisting them in that activity, and there hasn't been anyone at
Yeah, no,
that
'cause-
particular one. So if there is anything, you let me know, and that's something the town manager and I can address.
Okay.
But that's not part of our.
Yeah, no, because we went to the post office one and we were wondering why the town was doing that, so.
We do plow the one across the street, which is the rec building next to
No,
Veterans
yeah.
Memorial Park. Okay.
Get that
But not
100%.
the other.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. All right, anyone else wish to address the council this evening? Yes, Mr. Kislik. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm left-handed, so I'm always looking left first. It's,
In anticipation. Yeah. Yeah.
John Kislik, 65 Forestville Avenue. I'm going to talk about the budget mostly tonight because if I wait until your public hearing, basically your mind is made up. It's in stone. You already have everything figured out. So
well, and I don't want to take up your time. I'll give you a lot, but our plan right now is, we'll wrap up the budget this week. We are going to have a public hearing probably at our first meeting in April for the budget, but then we have a special meeting on the 7th to come back and make any changes if we feel we need to make any changes.
okay. But usually that one you're pretty much set in stone.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
some people
When I'm
might,
done,
but-
if you'll let me make a little comment about that parking lot.
Yes.
Well, I attended your Tuesday and Thursday workshops. I was out of town on Monday, never made it, but I'll tell you, those meetings are good. A lot of information. I mean, even like Councilman Gettleman said about where we're buying our electricity from, for one thing. It's just amazing. And Rob Buden is amazing. And along with Andy, these two guys, I know the town, I'm not taking anything away from the town manager. He put this together with those guys and his staff. But those guys are amazing. I can imagine the figures in Rob Buden's head. It just drives you dizzy. And Andy with explaining some of this stuff, I mean, it's just fabulous. It was great. I'm going to try to attend the next two, so maybe I'll learn something else. But, on the town manager's report to you, it says, I look forward to working with the town council to put forth a budget that will be acceptable to the citizens of Plainville. And I'm sure the town manager met extensively with every department head and came up with what he thought they should have. And I'm sure that he is more versed on everything than you people because he sees it every day. And there's a lot of department heads that I think go overboard and they're looking for more. And I think you should go along with the town manager's recommendations on this. The way I look at it, the town manager is giving like the maximum. And when it's brought to you again to go over it, you are there to try to reduce it for the citizens, not increase anything. So I hope you keep that in mind. But on that, as far as being able to decrease this, I'm looking at town manager's recommendations on projects and major equipment. Most of these are rounded off pretty high. So I was wondering, we talk to these departments, see if they can cut back a little bit on those things to try to save. And I have two items on there. The Board of Education, with their budget being so high and everything they want, you have a thing here, stage floor replacement for $77,700. I'd like this council to consider just putting that off another time. That's $77,000. I don't think that stage is falling apart, and it would help our budget. I know these items are peanuts, but whatever we can get. And there's one more that's up my alley, backflow preventers. Those things really very seldomly have to be replaced. They should be tested probably every 5 years, and I don't know if we have staff that is certified to test them with their equipment, but those should be tested and not replaced. They only are used if we have a very unusual circumstance, a water main breaks, and it stops from siphoning out water out of your boiler or heating system. And even if you had to hire a contractor, you could probably get all 4 tested for $1,000. That's something I'd like to see you look at. I mean, I know this is peanuts, but every one of these, if you look at. And my biggest thing is the Board of Education. You have these guys come before you, they're academics, and they think because we're ordinary lay people that we don't know what they're doing. They come here and say, if it wasn't for insurance or if it wasn't transportation, this would be a great budget. Well, I say, if it wasn't for all the excessive staff they have, assistant superintendents, assistant principals, so many principals. When I went to Plainville High, we had, I can't remember his name, Wood. Ivan Wood took care of the whole school. Now, what do they got, 3 principals? Come on, give me a break. These guys, they take advantage of some of the parents and think the more money you throw at it, the better our kids are being educated. And it's false, because you look at any report, the kids' reading and math scores are going downhill, and we're throwing more money. I know you won't go along with some of these ideas, but I was saying, you just tell them $250,000 is coming off your budget. Find it and do what you have to do. And on the town side,
And just if you could wrap up in
Yeah.
the next
On the town side-
10 seconds or so.
I'd like to suggest that every department, and I'm not talking about commissions getting peanuts, have their budget reduced by at least $5,000. You're talking another $50,000 or more, and they can do it. To work with the town, have some compassion for the taxpayers. This is a pretty big increase, and we have reval coming up next year. Thank you for the extra time, Chris.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, how are you? Niku Marku, 24 Carroll Drive. I just wanted to say thank you for appointing me as an alternate member to the Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm looking forward to working there, and I'm excited to try to make some wise and hopefully informed decisions. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your interest. All right, Joanne? Take your time, don't rush.
Sure. I ain't rushing anywhere. Joanne Edmond, 166 West Main Street. I too am here tonight to beef about the education proposed budget. It's too darn high. 2.6 million, that's a lot of do-re-mi. Gee, when you think about the greatest generation, it came out of what? One-room schoolhouses across this great nation, and they practiced in those days the 3 Ps, and I don't mean price, price, and price. They practiced the pledge, the prayer, and above all, patriotism, loving our land, and no CRT and all that stuff. And they had great teachers. Not to say that we don't have great teachers today, but let the teachers teach if they're good ones. We don't need any radicals, left-wingers out there for these kids. they got enough coming at them. They got those awful cell phones, which has been proven not good. And the teachers today, well, anyway, there's too many administrators, I think. And like John said, too many assistant this and assistant that. I can remember going to school, which was at Linden, in not a one-room schoolhouse, but we had one principal, and he covered the waterfront, and we just need to be a little more careful. The poor taxpayers getting squeezed to death. They've got everything. We could have squeezed the taxpayer right out of their homes in this sweet little town. We don't need, as I said last time, a metropolis. We need to keep this town affordable. And people still are having a hard time putting food on the table, paying their taxes, and trying to live. And John was right on when last time he said he made a list of the car tax and the administrators and this. We could be more careful. You can't. That's how you get along in life. You have to budget a little. And I'm going to wrap it up with, I hope people are taking care of their animals out there. I like to end with that little blurb, because I hear horror stories. Oh, do I hear horror stories of how people are taking care of their animals, especially down south. It's brutal. Brutal, terrible stories come out of there. And I imagine we have a lot of them up here too. So take care of your animals and protect them. Adopt where you can. And thank you for the time.
Thank you. All right, anyone else wish to address the council this evening? Yes, Mr. Fode.
Excuse me. Tom Fode, 15 Bradley Street. I'll start with a disclaimer. I'm a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. I am not speaking here as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission. I am speaking as a resident of the town. I went to the most recent POCD meeting and said something similar to what I'm about to say, which is,
Oops, sorry.
as a resident, I would love this commission to consider drafting a resolution requesting, I understand it's outside your authority to demand or establish, but requesting of the Planning and Zoning Commission that as presumably happened in 2019, a committee is formed to look at the POCD. As we all know, the changes that have occurred or haven't occurred and we think have occurred, and it's a mess. And quite honestly, a resolution from this council perhaps requesting that the commission consider establishing a committee using, honestly, 2019's POCD as a baseline, as the guiding sort of initial document to work from, because it does seem to me that that's at the moment about the only one we can rely on, that at least at the time it was passed, everybody understood what was being passed and did agree that this is what's in the document and this is what we are saying is in the document. And we have stumbled since then as a town, unfortunately. And so I do think that could be of some value. Again, I know this body doesn't have any authority to make that happen, but obviously a resolution would carry some weight, I would expect.
Yep.
That's all. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you. And just for your information, just there has been some discussion about, ideally, we're supposed to look at the POCD every 10 years. We have had some discussions about not waiting the 10 years in this case and trying to move that up. Nothing specific yet, but we are, we'll certainly take your comments under advisement and,
To be clear, it does say at least every 10 years.
yes, at least, yes.
I just-
And
or
traditionally,
something to that effect.
and traditionally the town has done it every 10 years, but like you just said, we don't have to wait the 10 years. And I think that's something that we're conscious of and hope to take action sooner than later on that. But thank you. All right, anyone else wish to address the council? Yes, Ms. Charette.
Turn the microphone off.
Just make sure you hit the button on the bottom before you start. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Marilyn Charette, 18 Milford Street, Plainville.
evening.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good. I have a couple of things that I'd like to ask you. First of all, has the town received final payment on the Wheeler School project?
I don't believe we have. I know that there was some paperwork that was sent in that the state requested, 2 months ago? I don't know exactly when, but I don't know if we have any more specific.
I don't have anything more specific. I'm under the same impression that we have not finalized, but I will follow up and try to get a timeline for that.
And if we have a work session on the budget, Rob Uden will be here. We could probably get an answer from him as well, talk to him about it.
Okay, thank you. Next, I'd like to acknowledge and applaud Dana Snell for reaching out with our youth, for helping people stay warm, and also with the food programs. There was a nice write-up in the paper this morning. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it. It's really great to see our youth getting involved with this type of program. With that in mind, I would like to see the town have some kind of a program specifically for the homeless, particularly in light of the weather that we had this past winter. We don't know what lies ahead, and it was pretty severe. And some people died in some towns. So please keep that in mind. Perhaps we could coordinate something with local churches. That being said, my third comment is I'd like to know if the town manager has registered his residency in the town of Plainville. And last, has the council rescinded the $600 travel pay since he is now living a resident of Plainville?
So to answer your first question, I'm not sure what you mean by register.
Well, driver's license,
Well, no,
et cetera.
but that's not a requirement.
Well,
The charter does not make that a requirement.
does he have to change any of his documentation?
According to the charter, no.
Okay, so how do we have any kind of proof that he's actually living here?
Well, I mean, we have a lease. There is a lease.
Okay, well, that's what I was asking, it's some kind of documentation.
Well,
That's all.
well, you said register, and I didn't. I just
Okay.
wanted to clarify the register.
Okay.
Now, what we have is he does have a lease,
Okay,
a signed lease.
okay. And so, to answer the last part of my question, are you going to be rescinding his travel pay since he's now a resident of town?
That we have not rescinded that as of right now.
But you're considering it, I hope.
Short answer, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the council this evening?
Mr. Chairman, if I could,
Yes.
the matter of the town car is not a travel allowance. The benefit is a town car, the use of a town car as you would have for your superintendent, for your police chief.
Yep.
And others. So in lieu of driving the car, I've taken, and in lieu of taking the car, I took a
Travel.
stipend.
Yep.
Yeah. So it is, I think the town made out handsomely well, considering the last 3 years would have racked up, you would have had, I would have been coming before you to ask for a replacement of the car. It's not the case. It's sitting there. We're getting a lot more miles out of it, a lot more use out of the car. But it's a standard feature in most any manager's contract that they would have a car,
Yep.
just like the superintendent or police chief or anyone else.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else before we close public comments? I think most of you have spoken already. Is there anyone else who hasn't spoken that wishes to do so? All right, thank you for your comments. We will move to item 11, new business. We can move right into that. Item 1.
These are backwards. Which should we go with first, the camera?
Yeah, why not?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Getterman.
motion to award bid number 2026-22 WPC push camera replacement through the Sourcewell Cooperative Contract number 120721-RVL to CN Wood, North Haven, Connecticut, in the amount of $35,250.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And before we move on to the setting a public hearing for to hear public comment regarding the landfill solar project, I just want to touch base. I think, was this the one that we were considering having the night the April 7th meeting?
April 7th, yes, correct.
And that's a Tuesday. So,
Yeah.
so I just wanted, before we make a motion, the thought process was, we're already gonna have a public hearing on the budget on Monday, our regularly scheduled council meeting. The thought was, if we have a special meeting on the 7th to make any changes to the budget that we want to, that the landfill, solar project, we could do it that night. And it will give us an extra day as far as notifying the neighborhood and getting information out to people who want to attend that.
Mr. Chairman, could I
Yeah.
just ask the clerk, on our, what is that start time for the meeting on the 7th? Did we post a start time, or is there a, well, what I'm suggesting is maybe that on the 7th, you start at 6, and we could post the public hearing for 6:30, and even if you go longer than that, as long as we're posted at 6:30, we can start after, or not before.
Right, we just can't start before 6:30, correct?
The only concern I have is POCD will be meeting on the 7th at 5 o'clock.
Okay, here,
Yeah, so we need to start at 6:30.
okay,
I'm assuming we'll need,
That will be our next regularly scheduled
Yeah.
meeting for
Okay.
POCD.
6:30, and then we'll do 7 for the hearing.
Okay, so 7 o'clock for the hearing then?
Yeah.
Is everyone okay with it being on Tuesday, April 7th?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only conflict.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Yep, that works for us.
So that would be Tuesday, April 7th at 7 o'clock. All right, does anyone care to make a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Councilwoman
a
Christopher.
motion to establish a public hearing for Tuesday, April 7th, 2026 at 7 PM in the Municipal Center to hear public comment regarding the landfill solar project.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Item 3.
I have a question on that one now. Oh, it's
ahead.
April 6th, never mind. Nope, it's day before, we're good. Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
motion to establish a public hearing on Monday, April 6th, 2026 at 7 PM in the Municipal Center to hear public comment regarding the Town Council's fiscal year 2027 proposed budget.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, Councilwoman Tompkins.
motion to set the location of the annual town meeting for the purpose of voting on the town council's fiscal year 2027 proposed budget at the Plainville Firehouse on Tuesday, April 28th, 2026, for the hours of 6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So item 5 is the added motion regarding the America 250 Committee resolution, amending that. I'm going to just look to the town attorney
We're
just to
looking
kind
at the
of kick us off on what
prior
we're...
motion. And so paragraph 3 of the prior motion indicated that there would be 7 citizens at large. So this motion would be to amend that to have 8 citizens at large. That's paragraph 3 of the motion that was adopted, I'm not sure what the date,
January,
January 20th.
January 20th, okay. You want me to make-
you could, or just say so moved.
We need Councilor Moranti to
I
do
can
it.
make-
Okay,
Okay,
I tried.
I move that we amend the resolution passed on January 20th, that we amend paragraph 3 to 8 citizens at large from 7 citizens at large.
Second.
all right, thank you for the help.
Thank you.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
Just a nitpicking kind of technical thing. I don't know. The sentence for paragraph 3 is the commission shall consist of 9 members. Do you want to
Oh, make
also
it 10.
add?
Okay, I can make it
10?
over, I'll say
I
just
missed
so
that one.
For a total
Thank
of
you.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, why don't you
Okay.
go again?
I move that we amend our January 20th resolution, paragraph 3, to 8 citizens at large from 7, to bring the total membership to 10 members.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so now we've amended it. What I'd like to do now is if we could go back and make the actual appointments to the committee. I have them
I have them
here.
too.
We have them in front of us. Yeah.
Also, I'll mention that I have contacted the chair that I would be willing to volunteer as the second council person. I know Councilwoman Tompkins volunteered earlier.
All right, so we have eight spots to fill.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to, let's see, what's it say here? To appoint the following 10 members to the America 250 Plainville, Connecticut Committee. Town Council Member Deb Tompkins, Town Council Member Rosemary Moranti, Charles Calandriello, Rebecca Cook, Gina D'Amico, Joyce Goldberg, Christopher Larkin, Susan Marinelli, Dana Snell, and David Underwood.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any comments or questions? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we have our committees established. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us as we work through the procedural part of that. Last item under new business, tax refunds.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Councilwoman Tompkins.
motion to approve the tax refunds is listed on the agenda.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions on the tax refunds? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That completes new business. Any other discussions of interest?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a discussion of interest. I'm actually on the executive board of something called the Global Edu-Language Foundation, and we do language programs for middle and high school students that use drama and music. So we're going to be we're going to have a performance on March 25th at the Welty Auditorium at Central Connecticut State University, where they graduate. That's where they have their graduation ceremonies. So March 25th is a Wednesday at 10 a.m. The performance is something called Pinocchio Pop. So it's the Pinocchio story set to music. The people that are going to be performing are all people that perform on Broadway, Manhattan, etc. This is a program where we can have about 500 or 600 middle and high school students coming to participate, and it's partly in Italian and in English, and it's singing and dancing, etc. And I'm inviting all the members of the senior center, all the counselors, and anybody else who wants to come March 25th at 10 a.m. at the Welty Auditorium at Central Connecticut State University. And I am on the board, and this is a free as far as the adults. It is a free performance for you to come. And we have invited other senior centers if they wanted to come and participate. And just all you're going to do is come and watch. The Welty Auditorium has an upper section and a lower. The students will be in the lower and the adults will be in the upper. But as I said, I think you'll really enjoy it, and I hope people can attend. It's something that I think that we find that the language participation in the programs, we've seen it triple in some schools. And I think Plainville High School is sending 20. I think. I'm not positive, but I think so. I know they participated in the past.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll send an email to Andy to get more information.
Okay. Thank you. Any other discussions of interest this evening?
Wednesday.
Anything else?
No, sorry.
No, everybody's good? We have no executive session scheduled for tonight, so a motion to adjourn is in order.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned. We do continue our budget work sessions tomorrow night here in this room at 6:30. We're also scheduled for Wednesday for the next work session after tomorrow if necessary. Otherwise, our next regular meeting isn't until April 6th. Thank you, everyone.